So the remaining two topics I have today, or at least the ones that are bolded, again, if you're watching the back this on the backside of YouTube, for the show today, I basically had 8 full sentences for each team that played in the NFL divisional round this past weekend, and we're taking the statements that are the most interesting and talking about them. And so far, we've talked about Drew Brees, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers being ahead of schedule, and the Packers will win the Super Bowl. That opinion, that hard-headed opinion, that the Packers are destined to win it this year. The team that I think a lot of people would pick against the Packers is the Kansas City Chiefs. And that has been the case. They've been the favorites since the lines opened in Vegas at the very beginning of the season. The Chiefs have always been Super Bowl favorites throughout this season. But as I predicted this past weekend, the Chiefs had another slow start. Another very slow start for what is supposed to be one of the most high-powered, fast-scoring offenses in the NFL, in NFL history, to come to think of it. And especially with Patrick Mahomes getting his cage rattled like he did. Of course, Mahomes left in the third quarter with a concussion, and Chad Checkdown Henne had to come in and save the game for the Kansas City Chiefs, which good for Chad Henne. I mean, Chad Henne has been on some really, really bad teams, and he has not gotten a fair shake at all. But to come in and to have that scramble for a first down on third down, that is something that I think the Kansas City Chiefs will always, and their fans will always remember that moment, and that's good for Chad Henne that he is able to have a career-defining moment like that when Chad Henne has been on some disastrously bad teams, specifically in Miami and in Jacksonville. So first of all, good for Chad Henne. I think that's worth mentioning. But beyond that, this was another slow start for the Kansas City Chiefs, and they might be without Patrick Mahomes this weekend against the Bills, which is my pick to go into the Super Bowl. And it's not that, okay, it's like, okay, Patrick Mahomes left in the third quarter, went through concussion protocol, and he is questionable for the game. He is going to play. I use the knowledge that Patrick Mahomes is questionable to play with a concussion as additive to the fact that I'm just not confident in the Chiefs, because on like the 1% chance that he does not play, obviously that's going to be horrible. I don't think, as much as I just praised Chad Henne, I don't think he's going to win you a playoff football game. But even so, Patrick Mahomes coming back after going through a concussion, perhaps having a mild concussion, not going to be 100%, with the Chiefs' offense having such slow starts as they did, that's a recipe for disaster. The Chiefs' defense obviously is good, not great. They'll be able to save a couple of drives, but not really be able to stop an offense for an entire game, especially an offense that's gelling as well as the Buffalo Bills offense is gelling. But with Kansas City, it's something that I called attention to at the end of Saturday's show, where it's like, okay, the Kansas City Chiefs, their last 3 games were a slow start in Atlanta. They struggled against an Atlanta Falcons team that was horrible this year, Week 16. Rested starters and lost against the Chargers Week 17. And then come out against a very hungry Browns team, which was unable to get it done. We'll talk about the Browns definitely towards the end of the show. Came out against a hungry Browns team and again had a very, very slow start and allowed the Browns to hang around, which the Browns really choked away their chance. I mean, you take a look at the score at halftime. Now, granted, the ball going out of the end zone in that game, Rashard Higgins fumbling the ball in the end zone, it resulting in a touchback. If that play happened the reverse of how it happened and that play actually resulted in a touchdown, it would be 10-16 going into halftime. And the Browns would have won that game if that play was a touchdown instead of a touchback. And I'll hold to that. The Browns definitely could have won that football game. And for all of those reasons, Mahomes being potentially unavailable, the Chiefs having a very slow start, the thing that is going to will the Chiefs through if they do make it past the Bills this next weekend, it's going to be because of Andy Reid. It's going to be because of more experienced coaching. It's going to be because of more aggressive play call, and it's going to be, frankly, just better full talent on the offensive side of the ball. Sure, the Bills have Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley and a really good wide receiver core, but the Bills are going to have to run the ball to some degree, and they haven't shown the ability to do that. And I think that in opposition to trying to keep up with a Chiefs offense, granted, assuming that they don't start slow like I've said they have been starting, and I think they will continue to start, it's gonna be difficult for the Bills to keep up. I feel like I'm bouncing all over the place right now. The point being, not confident in the Chiefs. The Chiefs are in trouble. They're no longer the favorites, in my opinion, just based off of these slow starts. They're without their starting quarterback, at least for now. I mean, if this happened in the regular season, Patrick Mahomes would definitely be sitting next week, but because this is the AFC Championship, he'll probably be playing. He'll probably not be 100%. The Chiefs are in trouble. I think I would bet the Bills this next week in betting. I'm not quite sure what the line is, what the spread is at this point. I don't know if those have come out yet. If they are, I haven't seen them. But I would take the Bills this next weekend, just because I'm not confident that the Chiefs can overcome another slow start without Patrick Mahomes if he doesn't end up playing. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching this segment from the Hard-Headed Sports Podcast. If you're interested in watching more highlights from the show as they come out after the show's completion, you should definitely hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell to turn on those notifications so you never miss an upload. If you're interested in listening to the whole show in its entirety, you can listen to the show on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor. Again, thank you so much for watching the show. I hope you have an incredible day, and I will see you all very soon.